Of course, you can catch this young lady all over CBS 13, lying on my name, telling things that aren't true, posting 4-second clips, just clickbait on clickbait on clickbait. She is the president of Raider Nation, and she's not writing back. CBS 13.
No.
I'm telling you, Damon,
we ain't right back.
You got to watch out for the media, man. The media is always going to twist up, the things you say. It's the media.
Man, didn't even let the clip play 10 more seconds for my response. Just a quick you were so proud of that bar. I could see it in your face when you said it. You were so proud of. You wrote us off, but we didn't write back. I was like, hang on. Cut the video off right there. Put it out there on social media.
What he really said, he's like, "Oh, really? You're gonna be so excited about winning one game? You should be ashamed of yourself for being excited about winning one game." Okay, but that was the win that we needed. Okay, I'm proud of that win. I don't care what you have to say.
With the should be coming up in prime time, by the way.
Oof.
Yep. Jeez.
Yeah, but look.
We have to have a whole new game plan for those boys. I'll tell you that right now.
Sarah,
not going to be able to run the ball like we did last week.
I talked about it last week, and I'm just being serious. Like you mentioned, you needed to get the one against the Broncos. 0-3, that didn't end anything. That didn't end the season. It made things a little harder. It made the margin for error really small, but it didn't end anything. All right, the Raiders still have an opportunity to achieve their goals, which is get into the playoffs. They have the talent. They have a talented enough squad. They just got to put some things together, man. Dot some I's, cross some T's, and they got an opportunity.
Agreed. We're getting closer. I mean, I'm hoping that victory kind of gives everybody, that juice feeling that they need. You know what it's like when you guys come off a really good show or anything, just carrying that momentum into the next show. I mean, it's everything. And you have to learn how to win. Let's be real. That was the first complete game that we've played, which is what we've been missing all season long. Like, yeah, we had great sparks. I mean, there was times where the defense played well, and there was times when they didn't. And there's times where the offense played really, really great and times where they didn't. But we finally were able to put it all together.
I think I may have figured out the Raiders' key to beating the Chiefs. If you could get Nathaniel Hackett to call plays, Patrick Mahomes, I think Davis got this one. If you could just take Nathaniel Hackett with you everywhere and have him call plays for the opposing offense, this could be a Super Bowl season for the Raiders.
The disrespect.
That's how you feel.
Wow.
He's not doing himself any favors at all. By the way, we got sound from Mike Brown, KZ Akpala, and Keegan Murray coming up here in just a couple of minutes from James Ham. You were actually, as much as we're talking about the Raiders, you spent Monday night in Santa Clara watching the San Francisco 49ers. It's such a bizarre thing. Obviously, everybody knows what happened in the NFC Championship, but in the regular season, it just the Rams can't beat the 49ers.
They just can't. And I saw McVay leaving. I was going through to do my shot out on the field, and he was walking by, and I didn't recognize what player because he had the hoodie over his head, but he was just like loving on his coach, and he was just like, it was just, I was like, it hurts that bad. Like, he was so hurt, and like that affects him. Just like the way Shanny is just dominating him is just hurts his soul.
Yeah. And let's just be honest. I can do this and look, good for them because they got it in the most opportune time and probably the most important time. But Rams got lucky in that fourth quarter NFC Championship game. Damien, we said it the day after. Sean McVay looked like he's seen a ghost in that whole fourth quarter. He was not confident. He was scared walking up and down the sidelines, and he wasn't even sure that they were going to be able to pull it off. They got lucky when it mattered most, but I don't know what it is. I really don't, because I do respect the high-end talent that the Rams have on that team. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. Obviously, Cooper Kupp is who he is. I don't understand, and Sean McVay's a good coach. Right. I don't understand how they just have no answers for the 49ers. This is going on like 4 years where they just get shut down every time they play the Niners. It's bizarre.
I mean, that has to be a credit to Shanny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. They know each other's styles so well. Like he's out coaching him.
It's got to be demoralizing. There's just one coach out there that you just can't beat, and you have to see this guy twice every year. Every year you have to see this guy.
And the relationship they've had in the past, just like, it's just, yeah, it hurts. It hurts. When I saw him, he was just like, I mean, this was just like at least 45 minutes after the game went final. Like there had been time. This wasn't just him walking off the field. Like this is after they took a shower. They were walking back to the team bus. He was still in his feelings.
Well, in his defense, and I'm not defending Trump. He may very well have been moping or whatever about Kyle Shanahan. The low key part to this, and Kenny and I, we talked about this leading into the game, Sarah, and I think we talked about this last week with you also. The Rams aren't playing well.
They're not.
And I think part of that, like, the sample size each week that you don't play well, win or lose, and the Rams have won games where they haven't played well in it. The sample size grows where it's like, man, we're 4 weeks into this season. We're Super Bowl champions. We're 4 weeks into the season, and we're not playing good football.
And here's the thing. Stafford didn't have an issue leading his team downfield. I mean, he did it. They just couldn't come up with the plays they needed the most when it mattered the most in the red zone. That's when the 49ers defense stepped up. I mean, you can look at it either way, but for the 49ers point of view, it's like they made huge stops when they mattered the most. And that's just pretty much was the storyline of that game. It wasn't like they didn't have the ball and have good time of possession, or they didn't, make it downfield. They did.
Yeah.
And the other thing too, like the 49ers just stepped up offensively, no turnovers, which was huge for them, especially compared to the week that they had prior. And I will say this about Jimmy G, like just his gift of forgetting. He just forgets. Like that dude does not care. He doesn't care if he threw a pick 2 seconds ago. Like he forgets about it. And that's so important.
Yeah. And he had a solid game. And Sarah, I'll ask you a question about this 49ers team, because this seems to be the formula that the way Kyle Shanahan coaches that it looks like he's going to go with. They look like they're going to rely on this defense that may be the best in football. And they're going to ask Jimmy pretty much not to turn the ball over and give the defense a short field. And they'll put up enough points to win most of these games. Do you think that's a sound decision? Or at some point, do you believe Jimmy's going to have to win a game or two for this team to get to another level? I mean, they did it last year and they got to the NFC Championship game, but they weren't able to get to another level because Jimmy couldn't make any plays in the fourth quarter.
No, Jimmy's definitely going to have to make plays. I mean, come on. Like, I think I see what you're saying, and it's a good point, and I guess a decent strategy, but like you have to be well-rounded on both sides to make it to the Super Bowl, to win a Super Bowl, right? Like, I mean, Jimmy's going to have to not turn the ball over, but he's going to have to make big plays, but he has all of the weapons to do so. Jimmy really, I mean, he's lucky. He doesn't have to be the best quarterback. I was thinking like, geez, even if y'all had like Derek Carr, y'all would be going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. Like,
it's literally the Spider-Man meme. Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo pointing at each other.
He's way better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Don't do that.
Wow, that's a little disrespectful to Jimmy. Way better.
I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Jimmy or any of the 49ers fans, okay? But like,
they're in the same case. You don't even like Derek Carr.
I do like Derek Carr. Listen, I don't like to lose, and I don't like when my team loses. So yeah, like if he's a part of that, then I'm going to be cursing him out. But I do like him.
Derek is more talented than Jimmy for sure. Understanding the position of quarterback. This is kind of how I feel about Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford's more talented than Jimmy. He can throw the ball harder and farther, all this other stuff. He's more talented. But when Jimmy's at his best, he understands how to manage an offense. Like Jimmy would never throw the ball 19 times to Cooper Kupp and 0 to anybody else. Like he understands that's problematic. You know what I mean? Just like we talked about Derek Carr at the beginning of the season. What was it? 17 targets for Devontae Adams and nobody else. Like Jimmy understands like that. You can't do that. You know what I mean? He just doesn't always have the talent to get the ball there. That's the issue.
I mean, yeah, it's not. I mean, here's the thing: it's probably super easy to game plan against Jimmy. He's not throwing downfield. But then when you have guys like Debo who can turn a little bit of something into a lot of something, he has all the weapons he needs around him. The weapons around him make a mediocre quarterback a decent quarterback.
He's not throwing it downfield. Apparently, he's not throwing it to George Kittle either.
And you know what, man, that play that, he was obviously out. That was not a touchdown, but, we can all just say that touchdown play.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good pass.
That's an incredible pass. Best pass of the game.
Yeah.
I wish that George Kittle, was in bounds on that play, but I mean, that wasn't a bad pass. And just to bounce back the way that Jimmy did. And honestly, I know that he has the capability of doing that. I think that we all do. Like, Jimmy is hot and cold. That's just the reality of the type of quarterback he is. And we're going to see more of that this season.
I agree.
You're listening to Dito and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM, KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, The Real 98 Rock, ESPN 1320, driven by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge. Always live on the free Odyssey app at Sara Talk Sports. Sara Hodges is CBS 13 with us here. Did you get a chance to catch up on Kings Lakers after your eventful evening in Santa Clara?
I did. On the way home, I read some stuff and I watched a couple of plays, and the most exciting player in general, I think we can all agree, is Keegan Murray. Like, that dude just looks like a whole vet out there. Like, the lob breakup, and then like going back and then just hitting that three. Like, I'm just a basketball fan in general. So like, I'm a Lakers fan, obviously, but like, I'm a basketball fan first. And like, when I see something like that, even if it's against my team, I'm like, okay, especially from a rookie, like, come on.
I don't know though, Damon. What did Sara just say? Did she say, okay, what? What did she?
Lake Show?
Yeah, that's just what it sounded like to me. And Sara, say okay, Lake Show, real quick, so we can get my drop off.
Do it. Don't do it. He's going to cut this sound, and he's going to don't do it, Sara. If you know what's good for you, you won't do it.
I'm not going to do it because I'm a Lakers fan, and I already know you're going to embarrass. Don't do that to me.
He was going to set you
don't try
up.
to pin me against my team.
Okay, Lake Show.
He wanted that drop replaced. It's never going to happen. It's going to live forever.
But you know what, Sara? I agree with you, man. Keegan is a joy to watch, and he does look like a vet out there. He does look like somebody that just understands the game at a level that you don't seem to see most rookies understanding it at. And man, if they can get, he had 16 the other night. I know some of that came against second stringers or whatever, but if he's averaging 14, 15, 16 points a night this year, which I don't think is out of the realm of possibility, this team, they could be a real problem if
that's what you're excited about. If you're a Kings fan, that's what you're excited about. Yeah, you're excited about what Fox is going to do this season. You're excited about the pick and roll between, him and Demonis, but like, you're excited about Keegan. Just from what I saw, we know what we saw during the summer, but it's summer. So you're like, okay, it's summer league, but then, yeah, it's preseason, sure. But that's going to carry into the regular season. Like, that's just the type of ball player he is. That's not going to just disappear. Mm-hmm. He's going to play like that. Mm-hmm. That's exciting. That's a reason to go to a Kings game.
You hit the nail on the head, and this is going around a lot. Like, he looks like a veteran. It's really wild. He just looks like someone who has been in the league and is fully comfortable with professional basketball and professional basketball players, and he can handle his own on a night.
Okay, Monty, we see you. We see you doing your thing. I know a lot of people, had questions about that pick, but he obviously did his homework.
I agree with you about wanting to see Keegan. What else do you want to see from this Kings team this season, or maybe just in the preseason? Is there something that maybe Fox can show you in the preseason that would get you hyped for the regular season, Sabonis, or is it just the only thing that matters is the regular season for these guys?
No, yeah, regular season, but just in general from this team, you want to see them not completely lose focus in a whole quarter of a game. You don't want to see them, you know, that's the problem with the Kings. Some quarters, they just don't show up. You want to see them, I mean, much like my Raiders, just play a complete game. You don't really see that out of the Kings. You know, they'll play good quarters, and then you'll be, you know, all excited going into the second half. And then the third quarter, it's like, wait, what just happened? Did they stay in the locker room? Did they not come back out? You know, I would like to see that. And then, you know, I'd mentioned just that pick and roll between, you know, Sabonis and De'Aaron. I'm a little bit old school, like, you know, I'm older, like, even though I have decent genes, no, but like, just, you want to see them come together. You want to see the defense, obviously, from the hire of Mike Brown. You want to see the defense step up, right? You're excited about that. You're excited to see, you know, what he's able to implement and see if these guys are able to actually attack and see if that chemistry is there. And you're excited to see all of the weapons. I mean, this is as deep as they've been, and good knows how long, well before I've been here. And you're excited to see those players come together and see what they can put together. Yeah. This is all so new.
Yeah. Competent basketball. It's a new thing here in Sacramento, but it's off to a good start. Tremendous sports content over on CBS 13, though, is very, very regular. Sara Hodges, thank you for being with us.
And I just want to tell Sara, you know, she's worried about, you know, the Raiders playing a full game or whatever. Some of it is because, you know, they just got to get in the weight room a little bit, you know, work on their stamina, work on their strength a little bit. And the good news for them is they're going to have a state-of-the-art weight room after their game on Monday when that check clears that Kansas City is giving them, because it's
literally our
500K. I said 400. I heard it's 500K. They're paying them to come to Kansas City.
You're laughing at your own joke that you told 4 days ago. I'm sorry, sir.
I got the price wrong. I said 400. It's 500. They giving the so they can get that state of the art facility.
Why are you trying to do that to us?
Don't pay this man no mind. Sara, we appreciate you as always.
I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for having me on. It was
Take care, Sara.